Steve Gamache here with another Chef Knives to Go Quick Look product review, and this time we're looking at a Takeda. So this is the classic series, the Takeda Classic Origami Super Banno Petit, or Petit knife. So the core steel on this is his famous Origami Blue Super Reactive High Carbon Steel from Petit, and they just do a super job on this steel. The heat treat's about 62 Rockwell, so they don't take it too hard, so kind of middle of the road, so a little bit of forgiveness, not too hard, not too soft. The construction, this is their classic line, which has a reactive soft steel cladding on either side of the core steel. So it's a 3-layer sandwich, and he does have a stainless line, which has stainless cladding on either side. This is not. This is a reactive blade. The cladding has a Kuda-uchi or blacksmith finish, and it's got a crinkle kind of texture to it. The stainless knives are very, very similar, but they've got a smooth jet black kind of Kuda-uchi finish on there, so a little different look. So the aesthetics are quite different. The weight on this, these are thin and light knives, so this is 73 grams or 2.6 ounces. These guys don't use templates for their knives, so you're going to have a fair amount of variability on the dimensions. So this particular one is 148 millimeters on the edge from the tip to the chin, the back of the heel, 5.8 inches. Overall length, about 270 millimeters or 10.6 inches. This is thin, it's about 1.4 millimeters, and it pretty much just stays that way all the way through until you hit the grind on the primary bevel up front. So despite not much distal taper, the tip really works great through stuff. The blade height is 36.1 on this. Again, they're going to vary a bit. It's actually fairly stiff for how thin it is. It's not rock solid stiff, but it's stiffer than you might expect. Handle is an octagonal rosewood with a black packerwood ferrule. Nice fit and finish on the handle. Circumference is about 65 millimeters where the main part of the handle meets the ferrule. And you've got the typical epoxy or whatever kind of finish the sealer they're using to seal up that tang. So these are meant for work, and they seal that tang up really, really well. Nothing's going to get in there. So these are ready to rock and roll out of the box. This had a solid 8 out of 10 out of the box edge on it. They take their knives to a 0 grind, so they take that primary bevel right down to the edge. So there's no micro bevel or anything on it. Some people do put micro bevels on these. This one's super sharp out of the box, and it's a thin little lightweight performer. Despite that, these have great food release. This even has some concave to it in the middle where it gets a little thicker right before that primary bevel starts. And so there's no knife I've ever experienced that is this thin that has the food release that Takeda has. There's Takeda and there's everybody else in terms of food release for how thin the knives are. They're just unbelievable. So as is this one. So this is just such a cool little knife. There's your Crinkle Finish on the Classic series. You've got your embossed kanji and heart. AS, Origami Super. So just really nice. These are cool, cool knives. There's your handle install. Balance point, as you might guess, for light thin blades, right there, kind of right about where the choil is, maybe slightly after that. On the board, what do we have? Let's take a look. So this is just a thin little laser. Fairly good clearance. It's a little hard for me the way I'm doing it to show you that, but you got plenty of clearance here, unless you got really big fingers. Nice kind of just middle of the road profile. This thing is starting to stick in the board here just for me doing this. I've got to do it really lightly. But there's your profile, just nice gentle profile. I can get pretty high on a rock, so just a really kind of middle of the road profile. But this is just, these are not inexpensive, but this is just a sweet little blade. A friend of mine's got one of these. He's had it for probably at least 5-6 years, and they just love it. They use it all the time, and still going strong. I've sharpened it a few times for him. Does great. So this is the Takeda Classic Origami Super Banno Petit.